Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening, everyone, and happy Friday to you all. So throughout our day, another absolutely gorgeous day as far as conditions go. We saw that sunshine and also some warmer temperatures reached into the low 90s throughout our day. So rather steamy day, but we are staying relatively clear and dry throughout our night and the next few days here. Current temperatures still rather warm, still hanging on into the 90s in some areas such as Petersburg, Bloomington, Lincoln, and in the upper 80s throughout the rest of our viewing area. So 89 in Effingham, also in Pontiac and Watsika, 88 in Champaign, and 87 in Paris. And we're going to continue to see these temperatures consistently into the 90s for this next 7-day forecast. And we'll also take a look at your 4th of July forecast coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
This really isn't a place that it's going to be welcoming for that kind of risk-taking.
City leaders are cracking down on crowded campus town bars. What could happen if they're caught with more people than they're supposed to during Phase 4? What comes next? We're looking into what a Clay County judge's ruling on Governor Pritzker's emergency order could mean for the rest of the state.
Even with this very tragic instance, hopefully something very good can come out of this.
As friends remember a homeless man who was beaten to death, we'll show you how they're working to help support his family.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
We had several complaints about overcrowding of campus bars.
And now the city of Champaign is closely enforcing social distancing rules in campus town. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. Jennifer and Paul are off tonight. Mayor Deb Finan signed an emergency order last night that allows bars to be fined or have their liquor licenses taken away for violating Phase 4 guidelines. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live in our newsroom. And Andy, why was this put into effect?
Jen, this is in response to complaints and photos of some campus town bars being filled beyond what the guidelines call for. The emergency order says campus town bars over the indoor and outdoor capacity of 200 people could have their licenses suspended and get a $750 fine. Larger bars, though, are able to submit safety plans to the city to have that capacity raised. Mayor Finan says getting the order in place before Independence Day was important to mitigate risk for people headed to bars. But the city also wanted it in place before some students could come back for a Greek reunion next week.
And the university has strongly asked students to stay home and not come for that, but making it clear that this really isn't a place that it's going to be welcoming for that kind of risk-taking.
Also, under the order, only people 21 and over are allowed in the bars after 9 p.m. It's one of the other ways they're trying to prevent the risk. People under 21 are still allowed in the bars before that. Mayor Finan says that's because they didn't want to hurt the bars who rely on food sales. The executive order still needs to be approved by the city board. Mayor Finan says she hopes they will retroactively do so at Tuesday's meeting. Live in the newsroom, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Andy. And the governor's office wants to remind people to take precautions this weekend as well. In a letter, the Liquor Control Commission warned businesses about possible closures if they don't follow guidelines. They want people to continue wearing masks and keeping distance to keep the state in Phase 4. And the Illinois Department of Public Health is announcing 868 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. That includes 18 additional confirmed deaths. This brings the total to 145,750 cases, including 7,005 deaths. More than 34,000 people were tested within the past day. And memorials for a homeless man who was beaten to death have gone up where he died. Now, a fund to help his family is raising thousands. Police say Todd Ledbetter was beaten and robbed just before midnight Wednesday. It happened near Westside Park in Champaign, and the fundraiser has already gotten support from hundreds of people, and it's made more than $9,000. Ledbetter's friends say it's bittersweet seeing the support come in.
It's unfortunate that Todd was killed and the community had to get together. I felt we could have got together as a community before this. But even with this very tragic instance, hopefully something very good can come out of this.
Police say witnesses saw 3 suspects, and they are still investigating. If you have any information, give them a call or contact Crime Stoppers. And police are releasing the name of a Springfield man who died hiking near Boulder, Colorado. Officials say 23-year-old Gavin Caruso became stranded near the summit of a mountain peak after a thunderstorm. His 19-year-old girlfriend was seriously hurt when she fell on slippery rocks, and Caruso then fell 30 feet after he tried to help her. He was flown by helicopter to a nearby hospital where he died of a head injury. His girlfriend was also hospitalized. And U.S. Marshals were in Ludlow today searching for a fugitive. It was near the intersection of Route 45 and County Road 1700 East. The Marshals were not able to tell us who they were looking for or why. They're only saying a fugitive was seen going through that area, making it dangerous. And the Clinton Police Department is warning people to lock their doors and possessions. This comes after a Ring security camera caught someone taking a bike. Police say it's possible someone mistakenly took it, but whatever happened, they just want to make sure the owner gets it back. They say this happened on North Elizabeth Street yesterday around 2 a.m., and if you know anything, to contact the police department. And a court ruling that voided Governor Pritzker's COVID-19 executive orders could have major implications. One of them, the possible end of the governor's eviction ban, which was extended to July 27th at the end of June. WCIA3's Cole Hankey spoke with Representative Darren Bailey about what comes next following his court win.
The Clay County judge's order yesterday could potentially have ripple effects throughout the state's entire coronavirus response. For example, the governor's executive orders suspended evictions for tenants who lost their income during COVID-19. I asked House Republican Darren Bailey if he believes landlords can evict their tenants today.
Executive order that this governor has issued without the legislature stepping in and making a law is void. Yeah, I'm not opposed to a protection, but because of the governor, stating this and making this an executive order, he does not have the authority to do that.
The governor's office will appeal the ruling in a higher court, and if it's upheld there again, nearly 4 months of protections for groups like renters could be gone.
That needs to be dealt with through the legislative body. That needs to be dealt with, and I believe that it can be dealt with. And to cross that, to usurp that by any other means is dangerous.
The Pritzker administration has no intention of reversing course after the Clay County ruling, but Bailey's win in Clay County throws homeowners, schools, hospitals, and businesses all into a state of confusion, leading into a holiday weekend. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA3, your local news leader.
And the governor's office also told WCIA yesterday that the Phase 4 guidelines are still in effect. They argue that since the ruling does not affect the public health department's powers, it therefore does not affect the guidelines. And still to come at 5.
We encourage individuals just to leave it up to the professionals.
Hear why firefighters say a boom in fireworks sales is cause for concern.